Pettinain Church lies in Lanarkshire, not far from Carstairs Junction. There's been a church here, or at least a chapel, since 1150, when King David I established the chapel of Pettinain and gave it to the monks of Dryburgh Abbey. The name, if Brittonic, might mean an area of cleared ground. If it's Gaelic, it might mean a place near a small ford. Given its highly defensible position, it's been suggested there was once a hill fort here. Maybe the walls of the cemetery, to some extent, follow that of the old ramparts. The church has a very unusual belfry. This is thought to date from about 1692. The bell itself is dated 1622. The church was renovated and greatly altered in about 1820. The church has very prominent stone steps leading up to what is probably a Laird's loft. This would have been used by the Lairds of the nearby Westraw house and estate. Originally these were the Johnstones, followed by the Carmichael Earls of Hyndford, and then next by the Anstruthers family, and so on. Built into the south-facing wall is a medieval cross slab, dating possibly from the 13th or 14th century. It has a floral-headed cross. It also has a pair of shears, symbolic of cutting the thread of life. On the east-facing gable end, you can see a blocked-up window, and on the north-facing side, up in late as the 1900s, there was a small building. You see the remains of a blocked-up door. To the left of the entrance gate was once the parochial school. This was partly endowed by one of the Earls of Hyndford. The manse was quite a large building. It also had a coach house associated with it. You can still see the gate for the minster leading from the manse directly to the front entrance of the church. The date 1692 was once carved on the belfry, apparently, and also the words "wholeness becomes God's house." A prominently placed obelisk commemorates one of the ministers of the church, John Bell. His wife and his daughter are recorded also, and they died in Hanover, which at the time, of course, was part of the British monarchy's possessions. There's an unusual memorial to James Galloway. He was a servant to Andrew Carmichael, the last Earl of Hyndford. It seems that the Earl himself erected it in respect of the service given to him by the servant. Pettinain ceased to be the parish church in 1995, but it was closed and sold for £1 to Historic Churches Scotland. A finely carved marble war memorial stands close to the edge of the cemetery, overlooking the surrounding area. There's also another war memorial within the church itself. Seemingly out of place for this rural area, there's a modern housing scheme lying below the church, partly known as Rayburn Common. This may be associated with the workers working at the nearby quarry. The churchyard is well cared for. An old tree trunk has been allowed to remain in place. This is rather elevated, so it's been used by probably a barn owl as a plucking post. That is, if it catches a bird, it feels safe sitting up there, removing the feathers before it consumes it. The small village or hamlet of Pettinain is clearly associated with the old estate of Westraw, and the cottages were built for the workers on the estate. There was once a post office here, and also a blacksmith.